Okay, hello and welcome. Um, Let me just start. I record in multiple places. Let me just, I'm just going to go meet now, and I'm going to say today is January 5th. And speakers will be that. All right. So I start a Microsoft Teams meeting just to record this. So when you are going to our Teams that you're already a member of, you can see the recordings over there, but you're not allowed to join online. You will see that something started. But of course, if you're sick that day and you can't come to stuff like that, you can join if it's running. I'll go through it in detail in a second. But give me 2 seconds. Let me just, there you go. And start recording. Okay, my name is Fardad, and before we begin, always we start with the land acknowledgement. So we're going to go through that, and then we are going to continue. All right.
Ani sego wache bojo pego tit. Senecas knomagem gun mina mampi akingetek mi gwenda inagdanjgejik. Nishnabek wendat minahod nashoni. Dap nanan Treaty 13 Toronto Purchase. Ganos win Kadmuat Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation. Minwa Williams Treaty. Ginos win Kadmuat Mississaugas Minachipwas. Kinago enching Treaty Vemadsajik Abdeko Qui Mando Kime Kinamadwin Man na Dendwin. Meanwhile, we Nagdwen Mang Nunga Manda Kigiyabe En Daat Yawan Mibna Nishnabek Mina Menti Mina Inuit Kitchenenda me Kina Mamwe we Nagdwenj Ge Man da ake mina nebish.
All right, so let me just see if I can get off this. There we go. Yes, so this is OOP244 NBB. My name is Fardad, and I'll be taking care of this subject for you. There are a few things that I'm going to go through quickly, then if you have any questions at the end, we'll go through them too, okay? So first off, my name is Fardad. My last name is Soleimanlu. You can find it somewhere over here. Very long last name. There you go, that's what it is. But Fardad will do. Just call me Fardad. I really, really appreciate it. I've been doing this for 26, 7 years. I love teaching, and C++ is my mother tongue, so this is something that I love to program in and write with. We are studying object-oriented programming. So essentially, you're not learning a new language. You are learning the C language that you had before. So you are learning the exact same language that you had before, that C language, but with a boost. So you're essentially adding one feature to it that is object orientation. I'm going to go through it, and you'll see exactly what that will be. Which brings us for the lab session that we have the next day you're coming in. So the next day you're coming in, you're going to have an assessment quiz on your IPC 144, which essentially I'm going to give you a test, a very simple test on IPC 144 knowledge. I want to know what's my crowd, to whom I'm teaching. Yes?
Will that be marked on
The attendance will be marked. So if you attempt it, you get a mark. It's that, and you get a feedback from me. So I'll give you a blunt, frank feedback right off the bat. I'm going to tell you, hey, you suck at this, you have to keep up. Or you're pretty good, keep it going. So I'll look at your code and I'll see exactly where you stand. Okay?
So as long as you participate,
As long as you attempt, like when you open it up and try to answer the question, not to just write your name, try to answer the question.
you get a mark.
Yeah, you will get the mark for it, okay? So it's kind of, I'll thank you to give me feedback on what you know. So I'll give you feedback and you'll see where you stand, and I'll be pretty frank about it, okay? So I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, my apologies. So you're gonna get a straight reply from me telling me that you're weak at this point, this point, this point, and what you need to do to keep up. Why am I doing this? The OOP244 is mostly trying to build up on your C knowledge and teach you how to think in an object-oriented way. If you don't know what you were doing before, what you were doing was structured programming, okay? And to be able to actually write something that is scalable and it's big, you need to be able to do object-oriented programming and design. It's a must. And details of it is what we are going to go through, okay? So that's going to be your quiz, and we're going to have, I think, around like 5 quizzes. The first one let's call it quiz 0. That quiz is nothing, just for me to know who are my audience. But then you're going to have 5 quizzes, 2 quizzes before the midterm, 3 quizzes afterwards. All my quizzes are programming. I don't ask you about any concept stuff, anything. And all the quizzes, tests, exams, anything we have, they're all done on lab, on computer. How do you do your quizzes? I'll give you a question, say program this, and I allow you to use Notepad++, which is essentially, if you don't know what it is, you'll go open it up. It gives you kind of help with syntax. So it's like syntax, it's not IntelliSense, it's kind of IntelliSense. So when you start typing, it helps you complete the statement like that. Yeah, you'll see. I'll explain it to you. And you're allowed to open the quiz that I give you, the question that comes out of Blackboard. So you see the question on Blackboard, you answer it on Notepad, and after you're done, you copy the entire thing and you paste it as code in Blackboard, and that's your quiz, test, whatever you are doing. The examples for it, so to see how to do it, I actually, when you go to quiz, you will see what's going on here. Important information about programming, tests and quizzes, practice. So this is a practice quiz that I have written for you, and it's open. You can start doing it, try it, see if it works. There's multiple attempts. You can do as much as you want to learn and be comfortable. Because when you are coming for a real quiz, I'm not going to handhold you over there. I'm giving you this so you go to lab, practice, and get yourself familiar with it. And that's going to help you do it. And believe me, you're going to thank me for that, because it's much easier to answer on a text editor than on a paper. It's not even comparable. Obviously, when you do that, your computer is going to be completely locked. You cannot even go on Start menu and type something to find out, to open an application. So what you essentially do, you go on a computer, you open up Blackboard using the icon, you open up, and they're all links. If you type any URL at the top, it won't allow you, because URLs are searched and all searches are closed. So if you want to type a URL, you have to write the entire URL perfect with no spelling mistake. If that's the case, then you can go to different pages. But if you type something and want to see if Google what's going to give you, and it's not going to work, okay? So when you are actually doing your tests and quizzes, you like, for example, when I say open my apps, you cannot type my apps up there. You have to actually go on this icon on the lab computer, the my apps, and double click on that one and open it. Okay? That's that. So that's quizzes and everything. So you can actually see how it works. And for quiz 0, the next time that you're coming in, we're going to do that together. So I'll tell you how to do it. And for quiz 0, you're going to learn exactly how it's done. And that's that. So don't worry about quiz 0. It's not anything difficult. I'm going to give you small code snippets to do. So like I'm going to tell you, write a loop that prints all the numbers divisible by 3. Something like that. I don't know. Let's give you something like a very simple small code snippets I'm going to ask you to write, or write a small function that prints your name. I just want to see if you understand what the syntaxes are and things are, and it goes forward. So it's going to be an hour of coding, very simple coding to see if you understand syntax and things like that. So I can give you feedback on it. You're going to have a total of 11 workshops. Okay. 10 of those are programming workshops, which never change. It's the same thing that you have done last semester. So if you are smart, you're not going to go get the marks from your, the answer from your friends. Each workshop is, I think, 0.5% or something. It's not worth doing that. Do the workshop to learn, which we're going to talk about today, how actually we do that. Workshop 0 is setting up your computer. Okay? Workshop 0 is the workshop you're going to go through, and with that, the very first thing you're going to do is going to create a GitHub account for yourself with your private email, not Seneca, because if you're coming from IPC, you worked on GitHub, right? With Seneca, so if you do it like that, you got to go to a Seneca organization. I don't want that. I want it to be your own account. You have to start be visible outside. I don't think it was your private. It was. Did they do private? Yeah. So you have a private GitHub account? Yeah. With your own email? Yeah, exactly. Fantastic. Good for you. So use that. Doesn't matter. Anyways, the reason, because it didn't used to be like that. You had to go through Seneca organization. And if you're like that, it's going to be Seneca organization. If somebody Google your name, your GitHub account's not going to come up. And that's your resume. So start be visible. Start getting visible on GitHub. Okay, so create a GitHub account. I'm going to ask you to create a repository in a specific way. I'm going to ask you if you have Windows to install Tortoise Git and Git on your computer. If you have Mac, then you have to go command line. It already comes with Git, so there's no problem with that. Create a repository, how to push and pull to Git, and things like that, and add me as a collaborator to your repository. And that repository that you create on GitHub becomes your home for OOP244. You should live and breathe in that repository. Don't go to dinosaurs time by creating multiple copies of the same thing to see make sure that, oh, I'm not going to lose it, I'm going to have 3 different copies. If you push it to Git, it never gets lost. Git is essentially a version control that remembers every single thing that you do. So you have to make sure you keep committing to Git. We'll talk about it. I'll tell you exactly what they are if you don't know. By the way, how many people know what is Git? Just, okay. How many people know what is commit? How many people know what is push, pull, add? Okay, so we're good. We're good. So you know what Git is. Right. Now, so when you're doing your homework at home, you want to go to the washroom, what do? Going to washroom, commit. You go and you come back, okay? Mom called, commit. You go and come back. Every single do is a commit, every single thing. Don't push, commit. And then when you are done for the day, you simply push, then everything's going to go there. 2 things. Each commit that you do, you are giving yourself a badge on Git. So when the employer wants to hire you, they Google your name, you see GitHub comes up and, whoa, this guy had like 900 contributions to something. So this person knows how to collaborate with coding and stuff. So it's a very, 2 thumbs up. That's when I used to do applied research, that was the first thing that I would do. I would first Google the person's name and then go see if GitHub comes up or not. If not, I wouldn't even look at the resume because this person doesn't know how to code, okay? So that's that. So after you do that, you create that repository. And one thing that I have OCD about, and that's what you need to know about your bosses. Whenever you are getting hired to in a company, the very first thing that you need to do is that what your boss likes you to do. That's number one. And no joking about it. It's not because to please your boss, because your analyst, the person, the team lead, whoever's supervising you, needs to use you as its chess pieces to be able to plan for future to do something. So for this to be successful, you should act as what that person wants. Of course, you have your limited freedom of how to do your stuff. But if that person asks you, I want you to give me your last name first and then first name last, that's how you have to do it. This is extremely important, okay? So when you see through those videos that I asked you to do workshop 0 and I say, create your README file as such and such with these information, it's an extremely big turnoff when I see somebody gives me a README file that doesn't have the information that I need. And then I have to open an issue and say, hey, fix this problem. Big turnoff. Please, I have OCD on student following instructions. That's the most important thing you need to do. And you do that, believe me, you're going to be successful. I guarantee that. Okay? So, and the rest of the workshops, the 10 of them, one by one, is going to come up. They're all going to get submitted through Matrix. How many people know what Matrix is? Well, everybody knows. Are you coming from IPC? Did you do anything on Matrix on IPC? Oh, okay. So long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, I wanted to get student assignments. And it was a pain because people would give me things that didn't work. So what I did, I wrote this program and I called it Submitter. So what this program does is essentially you go on Matrix, because now you have Git, you don't do any upload downloads. You simply clone the repository on Matrix, you push your information, your work to Git, then you go on Matrix, you pull it, everything's there, right? So there's no need to upload anything. You just go on Matrix, you pull your assignment over there, you go to the directory, and you simply say tilde.fardat.suleimanlu/submit, and you put the name of the assignment, project, whatever it is, and you hit enter. My program grabs your files, compiles it, make sure everything's good. It has a minimum requirement. It gives you a thumb up. If that's the case, then you can submit it. If not, it's going to give you an error. It tells you this is bad, that is bad, this is the problem. Either you have a compile problem, you have warnings in it, or your output is not a match. It's going to tell you what's going on. So that's how you submit it. And I'm giving you a warning, and I'm going to give you the warning right off the thing. Every single work that you give me, it's going to be compared with all the submissions that are done this semester and semesters before. Okay? So don't be surprised when I take your assignment or milestone of a project up and I say you submitted something that was done like by someone else 3 semesters ago. It comes up like that. Careful. Okay? I'm giving you a heads up now. And it's going to be compared by all OOP244s, not only this section. All 244s in Seneca. Okay, so careful. Do your stuff yourself and you'll be fine. AI. How to use, I'm not an idiot. I'm not going to say, oh, don't use AI, do your, I know you're going to use it, okay? But let me tell you how. Okay, that was your phone? Change.
Attention, please.
Oh, no.
The fire safety system
Oh,
has
no.
been activated. Authorities are investigating the cause. Please listen for further updates.
No, listen for now. I thought it's somebody's phone.
Attention,
I
please.
wanted to change that
The
ringtone.
fire safety system has been activated. Authorities are investigating the cause. Please listen for further updates.
Remember, only take your jackets and stuff, okay? Don't, if they say go. Anyways, what was I saying? Completely forgot. What was I saying?
AI.
AI, yeah. It's a very important thing. I hope I don't get interrupted, but I'm going to mention it anyway. With AI, you have to do a role play, which is essentially any type of AI you use. Create a project and name that project Learning C++. Go to the instructions of the project and tell to AI, you are a professor with 20 years experience in C++ programming. I am a student, and then be honest. That suck at C language and yada yada. Or I'm pretty good at C language. Explain who you are. Teach me how to, I'm going to give you the topics that I want you to tutor me about. Do not give me any code. Give me explanation and tell me how things are supposed to be done without giving me a code. Ask me to write a code, assess it, tell me what is wrong and how to fix it, and then in double quotes, without giving me any code. And give that to whatever system that you're in. And for each topic that you want to start a new chat. Don't start one chat for everything, because believe it or not, AI is pretty stupid. If the chat gets too long, it forgets what you said at the beginning, okay? So do it like that. I wanted to do a demo, but yes.
So for each topic, we do a new project?
No, one project, each topic, a new chat you open in the project.
Oh,
and then you rename, because it names it by itself with the first question that you're asking, rename it to what it is. Like rename it to, I don't know, operator overloading. You're going to see what is that. And then that's that one. So, and then do like that. When then it's going to tell you simple things. Write this, write that thing, try it, give it to it, let it criticize it for you, tell what is wrong or right. And anything that you don't understand, don't just take it for granted. Ask it to explain it to you. Believe me, you do like this, you're not going to only pass OOP244 with an A+, you're going to go out of Seneca with a 4.0 average. I guarantee that. Do not, what do they say? Don't give me fish, teach me how to fish. That's what it is. Believe me, you don't want the era of getting a diploma and woohoo, go find a job is over. You need to know what you're doing. And all those people who say AI writes the code for you, BS. Yeah, AI can write the for loop for you, that's fine. But anybody's gonna give the controller of an autopilot of an airplane to AI to write? I am giving AI stuff, it does, and I'm using the super duper thingy that like the best AI paid thingy that you can have. And I ask it to write program, it makes mistakes, then I'm like, what the hell? So I'm not denying it, maybe 10 years from now, okay? But for now, it makes stupid mistakes. You know what how LLMs work? Large language models. You know how they work? Can anybody explain how they work?
Data.
No, but really how it works. Okay, you know how it works? The first word that comes out, it statistically checks to see what the next word could be to be the best choice, and searches and puts that one on, and that one, and that one, and that one, and it comes up. There is no intelligence behind it. It's a huge statistical model. Of course, it appears intelligent because it searches the entire internet. It literally works with, you know what dopamine is? Anybody knows what dopamine is? Anybody loves TikTok? That's your dopamine. Dopamine is the drug we are all addicted to. And when you get dopamine, you feel good. That's how we learn, okay? As soon as you solve a problem, you get a dopamine hit. It means I did something good. And like that, we learn. That's how humans learn. With AI, dopamine was with learning. People first started, when it was doing this, says, that's wrong, don't do it, this is right. They kept doing that. They called it labeling. And like that, they started AI. So AI is a replica of our brain. It's neural network. It works with which decision is the best. Then it finds all the yes or no's and finds the average. And if it's a positive side, it goes that side. That's how it works in simple words. So what I'm saying is that it gives you answer from what is already done. It does not generate anything new. It does not create anything new. There is no innovation in AI. So for you to be able to use this amazing servant, you need to know what the right question is. You know that, your programming time becomes 10 times faster. Why? You ask the question, it writes the code, you look at it, either you fix it or you say, that's wrong, do this and that. So essentially, it's like a master that has lots of students working for them and tell them one by one what to do. And as they do their work, it puts them together and it becomes its own. My point is, if you don't learn how to program, AI won't do anything for you when you actually go to the workplace. You need to know how to program and understand how it's done. You don't have to be good at it. You need to understand it properly to be able to ask the right questions from AI. And that's when you're going to flourish. Okay? So, take my advice. Do what I told you to do. That's why I said, come to the first class. This important stuff that is going to affect the entire program that you're in. Take my advice. Use AI as a tutor that teaches you how to do things without giving you code. And I guarantee you're going to be fine. Okay? Don't do it if you're lucky and I don't catch you, because when you give the workshop and say, give me the answer, where do you think it's going to bring the answer? It's going to give the same answer to 5 people, right? And my program is going to catch the logic because I do a DNA test between the programs. So all the programs that you are giving it to me, I get the logic.
Hello?
Okay. Yeah, I get the logic. I put it back to back like a DNA string, and I compare the DNAs. So if your logic matches to someone else's, it flags it. As simple as that. So change the variable names as much as you want. Change the function name. Put the first function up, the second function down. It does not make any difference. Okay? As one of my friends was saying, like, if you know how to use AI, I know 10 times better. So, okay? Please, let's work together and learn. That's all I'm saying, okay? And believe me, I'm not a bad person, and I'm trying to be as much fun as possible, but yeah. Anyways, so that's that one. Project. What's going to be in your project? Project comes halfway through the semester. So you are doing workshops, and then when you get to the end of the semester, project's going to kick in. Project is one program that you're writing that has 4 milestones initial. The first 4 milestones essentially builds the engine of the project. Each one has 1 mark. The project has a total of 10 or 9 marks, but let's say if the project has 100%, each milestone, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, each one has 10%. Okay, so these are the engine of the program that you're writing. Then you have 5th milestone that puts an interface over your engine and makes your program a program. And that has 6 levels of submission. So for your project to be markable, which means consider it that something that you semi-completed it, you need to submit all the 4 milestones and at least one of the submissions of 6, which becomes 50%, minimum mark that you can get. If you submit all the 6 parts, you get 100% in a project. Okay? That's how the project is.
So how do you get, yeah, how do you get, so submit all, you get 100%.
So there are 10 submissions, okay? Submission for milestone 1, submission for milestone 2, submission for milestone 3, and submission for milestone 4. If these 4 pass, it means your engine works properly. Then you have the 5th milestone that you're supposed to submit. It's only 1 milestone. You complete the whole thing, then there are 6 different tests on it. Each test gets you 5%. One test is only the menu. Another test is foolproofing. Another test, so your program may work with everything, but doesn't handle the foolproofing properly, then you get 90%. That's what
Where's
I'm.
the milestone?
Hmm?
Where's the milestone?
Where?
No, what is the milestone?
Oh, milestone.
Because I only know.
Yeah.
Milestone is milestone.
Step. A milestone is a step. So step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. Milestone, it means you accomplished something. The first goal to hit, the second goal to hit. Each goal is called a milestone. Right now, what should we call it? The repository for OOP244 is set for last semester because we have lots of incompletes. People who do not submit the project, they cannot pass the course. So the project, you don't have to, fail or pass is not important. If you submit the first 4 milestones and 2 of the milestones, even get 30% in the project, that's okay. It's very confusing.
Attention,
Okay.
please. Attention, please. It is now safe to resume all
Okay,
activities on
all right,
campus.
good, we are safe.
Attention, please. Attention,
All right.
please. It is now safe to resume all activities on campus.
Okay, so that's the project. Teaching how it's done. We have a lecture like this and a lab. Lectures, we try to hit the milestone for that week and to be able to accomplish what we are supposed to do. If we cannot, it's going to leak into the lab session, okay? So lab session could be partially lecture, okay? But whenever we have a quiz, it's in a lab. Whenever we have a midterm, it's in the lab, okay? If you are a student with accommodation, you will be booked in test centers, so you do the exact same thing that the students do in the lab. You're going to do it in a test center with whatever accommodation that you have. If any student with accommodation chooses to do the test in the lab, then all your accommodations are gone. You have to finish with everybody and go. If you want to use your accommodation, you have to go to the test center for that. Meetings. The first session is always the most boring one. My apologies on that, but I have to go through all these. So those are the quizzes. One by one, they're going to come up, and you'll see what happens. So midterm. When you're doing midterm has 2 parts, you see. And each part that you have, it has an agreement. So I'll tell you, it's midterm. An agreement opens for a week and a half before the thing. You have to complete this to be able to do midterm and the midterm. If you don't complete the agreement, this is not going to be visible to you. Okay, so that's why I'm saying be alert, check your email, make sure you understand the announcements. Don't leave it for the last minute, please, okay? So midterm, it comes in 2 parts, concept and debugging and programming. Concept and debugging has between 20 to 40% of the weight. 60% will be the programming. You start with midterm test concept, you finish it, you close it, you open programming, and you continue. How many of you have a class before this? You have a class before this?
Online class.
Online class. No, it doesn't matter. You have a class. Yeah, I just wanted to say, the reason I'm telling you is that this class will be short. I have to go earlier, and I have to start the other class later, because the next class that I have is in K building. And I have 5 minutes to pack my stuff and go to K building and unpack my stuff. And so I have to, I'm going to do a trial and error, see how can I do it. Like, end 5 minutes early and start 5 minutes later with it to be able to do commute between the two classes. So probably we're going to have lots of leaking to the lab session. But anyways, if the lab session before and after nobody has a class for our lab sessions, then I can extend the time of the lab session. I don't mind staying longer, okay? Even for tests or lectures or whatever we have, we can set it up and say we're going to stay 20 minutes more. I do not care, okay? We can do that. So that's the same thing for the programming. Online emergency online session. So if I get sick, if I see I'm sick and I can still teach, we all go online. So essentially, you're going to all join on the Teams session, okay? And we're going to do the class online. So you click over here, you're going to join the Teams meeting. Install Microsoft Teams. Do not use the web version. I cannot help you with the web version. Install Microsoft Teams. That is extremely important. Number one. Number two, all my appointments are done on Microsoft Teams. I find it not useful to put 2 hours per week and tell this is my office hour. And half of you have classes at that time. So I'm doing it like we all do in companies, which essentially means I have my schedule on Teams, you have your schedule, you book an appointment with me. If I'm available, I accept it. We'll talk half an hour whenever we can. Okay? So there is no specific office hour. If you need to talk to me, you book an appointment with me on Microsoft Teams. How you do it? How to book an online appointment for help with subject material or anything you want to talk about. You click over here, it's a YouTube video. It comes up, shows you how to book an appointment with Microsoft Teams using Scheduler Assistant. Scheduling Assistant, what it does, you open it up, you put my name, you put your own name, then it shows the available times that are common between us. Then you select the time and you book it. Please, no 1 hour appointments, okay? Half an hour is max. If you do 15 minutes, perfect, okay? Do something like that, around half an hour if it's urgent. Of course, during the lab, any extra time that we have, that's face-to-face time, okay? But I do not do face-to-face appointments. I don't have an office, and I hate those little thingies they put in the thing. Have you ever been there? They actually, there's just small rooms in the main office. It's like you're going to jail to visit somebody. You go to a room, you open, there's a round thing with a camera standing. And usually when you want to see me, you want help with coding, right? So this is how it happens. Because you add me as a collaborator, this is what you do. You write your code and you face problems, right? You commit your code and push it to GitHub, then you book an appointment with me. And you send me the URL of your GitHub. And when I'm actually add shortcuts to everybody, so you'll see. Funny thing is that somebody actually, the first person who actually created a repository and added me as a collaborator did it yesterday before I actually did that. And she's not even my student. I don't know what's going on. But anyways, so yeah, so you do that, you add me as a collaborator, then you see me on Microsoft Teams. What I do on my own computer, I pull your repository, open up your code, share my screen with you, fix your code, commit it, push it, then you pull it and you get the fix. Your only obligation is to reflect on it when you are submitting the workshop, telling me that, Fardad, help me with this. This is called citation. So in your citation that you have to add to every single thing that you submit, you add in your citation with this part of the code, Fardad, help me, yada, yada, yada. Fine, perfect. You can even get your friend's code if you want to. You are doing a workshop, you are doing part of assignment, you can't finish it. This part, I could not finish. The gentleman is going to ask this gentleman, can I borrow yours? He's going to say, sure. He's going to give that piece of code to him. He's going to write in his reflection, I have given this part of my code to John. John's going to say, I got it from Jack. and everything's good. We're going to thank Jack. John, you were John or Jack? Which one? We're going to thank this gentleman to help this gentleman, and we're going to tell this gentleman instead of 100%, you're going to get 95% because 5% of the code was borrowed from someone else. Okay? That's called citation. With that, we give credit to other people helping us. That's being civilized. But if this gentleman gets the code from this gentleman, they're both silent, that's plagiarism. It's going to go through. Yeah, that's the one that. So whenever my program flags somebody, we immediately go to the citation to see if the citation says, like, I got the code from another one. And you cannot get the entire thing from someone else and then code it. We had a couple of these things. It was very funny. Like, I got the entire project because mine didn't work. Actually cited it. It wasn't plagiarism, but got 0 in the thing. But anyways, yeah. So yeah, so do that. And if you want my help, I'm available based on my schedule. Okay? And another thing, when you open Microsoft Teams, I always mention this. What the? Okay. I'm trying to bring something up that is. You see this dot? Please respect it, okay? You don't need to book an appointment if that thing is yellow or green. Just call me. You don't need to book an appointment. If you see that is green or yellow, call me. If I answer you, I answer you. If I don't answer you, I see a missed call, and I'll call you back, okay? So you don't need to book an appointment if you like, suddenly you're stuck. Let me see if Fardad's there. No problem. If I'm green, please call me. I have absolutely no problem. And sometimes when you call me, I'm saying, I'm sorry, I'm helping my daughter with math, or I am doing something and I cannot talk to you. So things like that, it may happen, okay? But please, I beg you, do not send me a message. Can I call you? I'm telling you, yes, call me. If I'm available, I'll answer. If I'm not available, I'll call you back. Is that good enough? And there is a phone number that I put over this. So that phone number is actually Microsoft Teams. If you call that number, Teams ring. So same thing, okay? And believe me, years of experience, face-to-face helping with programming and stuff does not work. I'm not familiar with your computer. I don't know how you set it up. It's like trying to someone else's kitchen and try to cook. You can't do that. You don't know where everything is. When I'm working on my own computer, I know where everything is. I'm quick. I help you. You see everything. And then I'll put it in a repository. Pick it up. You bring your computer beside me. We have to sit side by side. Make sure we don't touch each other. And go try. Don't do that. Okay? Doesn't make sense. It's not practical. It's my experience. That's that. Let me see if I just, did I cover everything? I think I covered everything. And if not, your responsibility, actually one semester I did that. For quiz 1, you know what I did? I picked up questions from all the stuff over here, and I put 5% of the mark of the class for people to answer me questions like, how you're supposed to book an appointment before that. So things like that. So, funny, it worked actually, but 5% was too much, so I'm not doing it anymore. So I'm giving you responsibility. Please go through these things and read the instructions, and the addendum is going to be up soon as they approve it. So if you go to course information, this is course information. So this is the GitHub thingy that I was talking about, the addendum. So when you go to addendum, it brings up last semester's, okay, for now, until they fix it. As soon as and you have to click on login to see all the schedule and everything, okay? Oh, one last thing, and then we are done, and then I'm all yours. So read the addendum, see how you are supposed to pass, how can you pass the subject and everything. Everything is mentioned over here. So You can see exactly how many percentage for every single thing. How do you pass? To pass this subject, you must do this and that and that. When somebody asks me, send me a message, how can I pass this subject? Immediately tells me, I'm not a student interested in anything because I've written everything. Please go through it, spend some time, understand how things are happening, quickly read it, and if there's any question, let me know. So the schedule over here, the things over here are not right. I'm going to put a proper one. This is for last semester. But I will set it up for this semester. As soon as it's approved, I'm going to bring it up. That's that. And the last thing, because I work with GitHub, what you can see over here is this OOP244 NAA and NBB notes. Anything I do in class is immediately pushed in there. All the recordings go to YouTube. Not quickly, but as soon as we can. The recordings on Teams, as soon as I end the meeting, the recording on Teams becomes available on Teams. But to have a good quality thingy to be able to pause and go back and forth easily and stuff like that, and that doesn't expire, it's on YouTube. So you go to here, and this is what you see. So I'm giving explanation to Mac users how to use your Mac. So if you have a Mac computer, I strongly suggest to install Fusion VMware and install Windows on it as a VMware, okay? To be able to get familiar with, become familiar with Windows. Don't take sides. It's not the color of shoe that you want to choose, that I don't like red, I like blue. You're a computer science student. You're not supposed to take sides. You need to learn everything, okay? So if you're happy with Xcode and you know how to work with it, fine, use Xcode, I don't care, doesn't matter. But please don't come to me and say, my Xcode, I cannot configure it. I don't do that, okay? I only know Linux and I know Windows. These are the things that I know. Mac, it's against my religion. I hate that company. I don't talk to them. Yes?
How to download the Fusion thing? Because I tried to click the link and
It didn't work?
I don't know.
Okay, I'll check it out to see if the links are broken. I'll fix it.
Because and I saw your videos and I tried.
You have to, then you have to, because it's old, maybe you have to Google it and they change the link and stuff and see how.
It pop up issue and
Oh, if you have a computer with an M processor, ignore that. Do the Mac. M processors don't work. Do you have M processor?
What is that?
M1, M2, M3, M4, M5?
How to check for that?
I don't know. When you bought it, what was it?
Phone.
I told you I cannot help you with that. M processors are mobile processors. Yeah, if it's not a MacBook Pro, probably it is an M. I have no idea. You're just showing me some foreign thing. I have no idea what is that.
It's just like the Apple M4.
It's M4 it says?
Apple M4, yeah.
M4? So you can't do this. Forget about this.
So
This only works on high-end processors, MacBook Pros.
yeah, this is not.
This is not Pro, so forget about it. Just do this stuff command line. Okay? Yeah, don't. I should have actually. I should add something over here. If you're, did I mention over here?
Nope.
No. So install Xcode.
Just install Xcode and good.
Yeah, you're good. I can't help you, but you're good. You have to learn how to work with it. Otherwise, you have to write your program somehow. I don't know. This is something that is Windows-based, this class. We are using Visual Studio. And Visual Studio 2022 is good. If you're installing 2026, that's fine too. I haven't used it yet. I just installed it yesterday. I want to test it, so I cannot have any comments. But 2022 works, everything works with it. So how do I actually work with this thing? I'm going to actually show you right now. So because I haven't done it, this is the first time I'm doing it. So I'm going to just do it as I'm supposed to do. So first of all, I'm going to sign into GitHub. Fardad. Seriously? Oh, that's good actually. Okay, am I logged in? Yes, I'm logged in. So now I'm logged in. Now I'm going to come over here and select SSH and copy it. Then I am going to open my file explorer, go to OOP244, and right click over here, tortoise git, clone. Automatically it pastes what I copied over there. Okay, and it's gonna negotiate the key that I created over here. This is a private key and a public key. It's all in the workshop 0. So when you do workshop 0, essentially you're doing this. Okay, and workshop 0 tells you how to do it on Windows, Mac, and Linux. So they're all there. Okay, so follow it and you'll be fine. So I'm simply clicking on OK, and voila. It brought it over here. So now I have it. Everything's here. Now I'm going to start my Visual Studio. This computer, the one that I have over here, belongs to school. So everything's outdated, and I cannot, because I don't have admin access to it, I cannot update it. So there are some problems with Visual Studio. Things are going to go wrong a little. My apologies if something happens. Hopefully I can book an appointment and do it. So create a new project. This is what you're going to do 50,000 times this semester. Create a new project. You select C++ and you find out empty project, not console app, empty project. You select empty project. Next. Then you select the place you want to actually do this. I don't want to go to OOP345. We'll go to OOP244. This is the repository that I have. For you, it's going to be your OOP244 works repository that you're going to live in all the time. So create a directory in your repository. Geeks call it sandbox. Create a sandbox repository. Kids play in sandbox, right? You create a sandbox repository and put all the practices and stuff that you want to do in there. Be organized, okay? And this is an NBB section, right? So I'm going to select this folder. Then in here, I'm going to call this project, should I, alphabet? I'll go with alphabet. Let's do it alphabet this semester. So I'll go A-January 5th. Okay, so this is January 5th that we're in. And make sure that this is selected. Place solution and project in the same directory. So Visual Studio works with everything as a project. A project is where you have a goal to accomplish, whatever you want to do. Now, if you are creating a huge thing for an application, that becomes for a company, that's a solution. A solution contains many projects. Like this is the e-commerce section. That is the inventory section. This is the point of sale section. And you put everything in a solution. We are writing a loop to print 5 numbers. So please make sure that you place the solution and project in the same directory. It means it's only one project. I'm not going to have 5 solutions in there. If you don't do that, it's going to create a nested repository. Is absolutely unnecessary. So please do that. And then you click on Create. And 3 years later, it's going to create it for you. Then in Solution, the Explorer, I right-click on Source Files and say Add, New Item, and it's going to be a C++. I usually call it I don't know why I don't leave it as source.cpp, but I always call it prg.cpp. I don't know. I've done it always like that, and I'm going to do it. So that becomes my C++ thing. So Control, and I'm going to make it a little bigger. So in here, I'm going to say include IO stream using namespace std. I'm including IO stream. Includes in C++ don't have a .h. We don't have a .h. Anything that you want to use in C, you can. Remove the .h, add a C at the beginning. So stdio.h becomes cstdio. stdlib.h becomes cstdlib. Remember that, okay? Remember, C++ is, C is mother of C++. Anything that C could do, C++ can do too. But reverse is not applicable, okay? So C++ contains C in it. Few things missing that you will never face. Anyways, using namespace std, they created namespace because Names are so frequent when you are actually programming, frequently used for different things. For example, you are a student, right? I want to create a structure for a student. So what do you want to put in that structure? I want to put a name, last name, student number. Now, you have to see for which department you are working. Because a student, for academic purposes, needs GPA and semesters and list of subjects and stuff like that. But a student for OSAP department is a completely different thing. It's a financial thing. Maybe it has a GPA in it, but it doesn't care what courses you took. They want to lend you money. They want to see what is your credit. So you have two structures with the same name, both student, but from OSAP department, it has a completely different content. From the academic department, completely different things. We call this, anybody? Oh, by the way, I forgot. You see this? This is a talking stick. I'm going to actually put it on something so it's bigger than this because this is pretty small. A talking stick, whoever has it will answer the question and passes it to the next person. Okay, so when I ask a question, the gentleman has it over here, picks it up, and answers the question. Okay? And if he can't answer the question, says pass, gives it to the next person. The next person wants to answer. If it can, says pass. You're allowed to talk and change the order of the talking stick if 3 passes are heard. Okay? Other than that, you shouldn't. So now you have the talking stick. So what do we call this? When we have one thing that has 2 different meanings from different point of view, what do we call that?
Overloading?
Well, going a little too ahead of the thing. No, that's C++ the term. This has nothing to do with C++. Pass. That's good. Pass this to the next person. You get it? You know? What is it?
Is it scope? As in 2 different things in different places?
Yeah, but so you're right. Absolutely right. But I want the interview answer. The answer that you have to give in interview. These are all right. Okay? Overloading is not. Overloading we're going to learn later. But in different scopes, that's absolutely right. Okay? This is called abstraction. Okay? Abstraction means each person has a different abstract of what. Have you seen those abstract arts? There is a triangle with 2 dots, and a red triangle with 2 dots, and they say, what is that? It's a lady dancing. I'm like, what the heck? So from the, I don't know what was that, but this class has the most strange noises. Anyway, so yeah, so that's an abstract art. From the painter's point of view, the artist's point of view, that's what a dancing lady looks like, for example. Okay, so it's the same thing. Abstraction is something that has nothing to do with object orientation. It is a programming thing. Depending on what are you programming for, the same thing may appear differently. We good? Okay, pass it to the lady. Sorry, it's too small, I know, but soon I'm going to put a handle on it so it becomes bigger. Okay, so yeah. So they created namespaces for it, which means in C++, you can create a namespace called OSAP and create a structure in there called student. And then you can create another namespace called AC for academic and create a student in there. So OSAP student and academic student are 2 different entities now. That's called the namespace. When they created that, they said, wait a minute. What about all the garbage we have from C and all the stuff in C, C++? No problem. We put it in standard namespace. So anything that comes with language is in STD. That's why I'm saying using namespace STD, so I don't have to keep writing STD, scope resolution this, STD, scope resolution that. I don't want to do that. I'm just going to say I'm using namespace STD. If you cannot find what I'm saying, go look in there. Okay? That's using namespaces. It's the first thing that we have in our readings. By the way, oh, you know, I forgot about that. The in-class notes. Sorry, not in-class notes. The notes are here. So OOP244 study notes. Go over here. This you see, welcome to object-oriented, yada, yada, yada. These are the stuff that we are going through. Okay? So make sure that you, yeah. Everything's over there. You can see, everything's in the in the website. Anyways, using namespace. Now I'm going to write the thing. I'm going to say int main return 0. Always programmed like this. Open curly bracket, close the curly bracket, complete the structure, then fill in the blanks. If you don't want to have 5,000 errors at the end of your programming. Always complete the scope, then fill in the blanks. Now I'm going to say insert into the console output, hello everyone. Everyone. If I can type it, of course. Okay, and then end the line. Okay, that's it. So I have an object called cout. It's a console output. I can insert stuff in it. And when I insert stuff in it, they're going to appear on console. Okay, so when I run this program, run forest run, Control F5, execute, compiles and executes it. And 3 years later, when it compiles and runs, you will see, yeah, once I got error on this, that was funny. The one line code, there we go. There you go, you see. So, hello everyone. Everyone. Please correct me, be my compilers, please. I'm not going to, so everyone. Is that correct? English as fourth language? Okay. You can compile it again and it brings it up and yada, yada, yada. Okay? Are we good? So as soon as I do this, like the class ends, and I'm done with everything, I'll minimize all this good stuff. And I'm going to go to the directory, and I'm going to right-click over here, and I'm going to say tortoise git commit, and I simply click on all. You see that? Why do I click always on all? Because I have a beautiful file in my repository called .gitignore that I ask you to copy mine, because in there I am telling to Git what to ignore. If you don't do that, it's going to upload all your garbage to GitHub, and it's going to take half an hour. When you put .gitignore, it only copies what's necessary. It takes a fraction of a second. Okay? So make sure when you're following workshop 0, you put the proper .gitignore in there. Now I'm going to click on all. It means I want everything to be committed. And I'm going to say hello, hello everyone. I had a portable desk actually made for lecture. I used to have that one. I'm building a new one with version 2.0 of that one. When that comes on, you'll see I have a natural keyboard and stuff. I have broken wrist. I don't type properly. So let's. I'm just giving you an excuse how many typos I have. Be aware of it. Anyways, so in here I can say commit and push, which means it commits and then pushes immediately. Why not? Or you can just select commit and then push later. So if you're not connected to internet, don't commit and push, okay? If you're not connected to internet, don't commit and push, only commit to the computer that you have. You can push when you're connected to internet. And we push, and 3 years later, 4 years later, 5 years later, it's going to commit everything. And here, there's another dialogue over here happening just for you. So it shows actually everything happened. Now, if I actually go here and I refresh, you will see that in OOP244 NAA over here. Oh, NBB. We are NBB, not NAA. NBB. There is that one, and this is the program I've written. So everything's going to be up on GitHub. Okay? Yes?
How do I do that with Xcode?
How do I what?
How do I do that with Xcode?
I don't know. Google it. I don't know how to work with Xcode. I think I have a video on it. I created a video for IPC144 a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. I'm going to add that video to the beginning of our list so you see how to create. You can actually, with Xcode, you can create. I do have a thing for it, a video for it I created a long time ago. I'm going to add that to our playlist.
Because I'm seeing you doing everything on Visual Studio.
Okay.
I'm trying to
That brings me to the next. That brings me to the next topic. You see the computer in front of you?
Yes.
It's awful for you. All those who have computers open in front of them, you're bad people. We have one processor in our brain. We don't have 10 cores. It's one in here. You glance at your screen, you're not hearing me anymore. If you want to learn, get pen and paper, take a note. That forces your brain to listen to what I'm saying, convert that digital thing to an analog thing, and write it down and commit it to your memory. This will not help you, because when I'm teaching you how C++ work, you are thinking how Xcode works. Sorry that I got you on that. It's for everyone. It wasn't only for you. So if you are happy with your computers, by all means, put it in front of you. You're like my 12-year-old daughter that I tell her, get off screen. I can't tell. I wasn't a winner with that. I'm not going to be a winner with you. So I'm just giving you the facts, okay? But if I see one person smiling at their screen, everybody loses it. Remember, and I'm not going to tell you who it was. So when I say screen closed, you know that somebody smiled at the screen. I teach nothing funny, believe me. There is nothing funny about return 0. If you are smiling at your screen, somebody sends you an instant message, or you have WhatsApp open over there. Okay, so telling you, okay? Be aware of it, all right? And I'm going to try to be very fun about it. So, everybody closed on your, yeah. Anyway, we good? Pardon me? Oh, yeah. Are we good? Okay? All right. So that's that. And that's how it happens, and everything goes on internet. And anything that I teach, anything that I do, if the code is easy to do, I'll do it in front of you. I make mistakes. I have compiler errors. I'll fix my errors in front of you so you know how it's done. Even maybe one day I'm going to bring a Mac computer and do it on Xcode. I don't know, but we'll see. Yeah, actually Mac, let me just correct what I just said. Mac is an amazing computer. It has Linux. It's based on Linux. So I love the operating system. What I don't like is the company. Okay? Seriously, if you actually, I don't know how it is now when we were working on something, to be able to just test our application on what do you call the thing? They don't call it Play Store. What do you call that thing? App Store. When you had to pay Apple. The heck? So no, bullies they are. I don't like it. And just
I was told to get a Mac.
huh?
I was told that I should get a Mac if I were to get a computer.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? By whom? Your 12-year-old sister? No. But no, Linux best. Okay, Linux best. Windows, well, you're stuck with it. But Mac is a beautiful computer. Enjoy it. I don't like it.
I got it for the battery life.
Huh?
I got it for the battery life.
You got it for battery life?
That's the only reason.
Yeah, we have something on any computer that you simply put it on power saver and some.
Gaming laptop.
Get a Chromebook. It lives for 19 years. But anyways, well, good battery life. So Mac is good for battery life. I don't know that. I don't know about that. Are we good down to here? We good? Yep. All right. Okay, so that's that. That's how we teach, and we do all the good stuff that we are doing. Any questions?
Is this being recorded?
Anything that I do in class is recorded. And if the video is on, I can dance for you too. But for now, it's just screen and audio. Okay. 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 Any questions? Suggestions?
In-person meeting?
No. Unless you have some written note that forces me, like put a gun on my head, you have to come. Other than that, I know it's a waste of time. It is a waste. Trust me, it's a waste of time. And you don't want to see me. Trust me. Yes?
Okay, so in our projects, are we allowed to use stuff that we already know from previous experiences, or we are allowed to use
I
what
encourage
we
it.
learned?
I encourage it. If you know what you're doing, but if I see somebody's putting something fancy schmancy that I'm like, woo, then you're gonna see me asking for an interview, and you have to defend your code. If you write something over there that you don't know how it works, that's plagiarism. But if you do something and you know how it works, I'll give you bonus marks for it. So by all means, go above and beyond, but know how it works. If you come to me with a broken code that has stuff in it that I did not teach, I get pissed. Okay? It means, follow what I'm saying. If it didn't work, or if you know better, please, and teach me. I would love somebody to tell me something's wrong. That happens in 345 much more. 244 usually doesn't happen. But in 345, people keep coming to me, you made a mistake over there. It happens all the time. And if you do that, I'll be your servant. Anything you teach me, I would really appreciate it. Really, seriously. So if you have any experience, any kind of contribution, if my code has something wrong in it, it's GitHub. You can simply do a pull request. Go over there, fix it, and do a pull request, and I'll merge it, and I'll thank you for it. Yes?
For the workshops, are you going to post it beforehand so that we...
They're all up.
Okay.
Okay. But I may change workshop 1. So don't start doing it yet. I'm working on something to surprise everybody. So workshop 1, I may change it, okay? But workshop 0 is there, please start it. Yes?
Is it true that we have to post all of our workshops in class on the computer labs?
Oh, yeah. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. I have written the submitter in a way that I can actually mention it from which location you're supposed to submit. You can only submit your work from a lab computer, which means it forces you to have your stuff on Matrix. Okay? So you must come to lab and you must submit it. If you are a student with accommodation, that is waived. Or if you get an extension, that is waived. Okay? So if something happens and like you say, well, I don't know, I'm sick and I can't come, I'll give you an extension. And if you get 1 minute extension, then you can submit it from anywhere. Okay? But yes, thank you. All right. Any other question? Any requests?
Can we make the appointment longer than 30 minutes?
I say 30 minutes because usually it's resolved by that. But longer than 30 minutes, just think about it for a second. I have 100 students. Think about it. Is it feasible? I need to be able to mark. I need to be able to give feedback. And I am an extremely slow marker. I am so slow in marking. That's the complaint that I always get, that this guy doesn't mark quickly. Because I give feedback on every single thing, so it takes time. Okay? I'm sorry about that, but I'm slow. And because I'm slow, I have to work. Yes?
Do you give extensions?
No. That's not official. I give extension if you really need it. I do, of course I do.
And will there still be penalties on it if you get extension?
Why you get a penalty if it's an extension? I give if you are at fault. I'm not going to give you an extension. You can't say, can I have an extension? Last night I drank too much. No, that's not going to. That's not. Okay. So okay. Anyway, so be good. Okay. Now, what are your requests? How do you want your teacher to do stuff? Any specific thing that you hated about your teachers and you don't want me to be like that? Other than giving you marks for free? In-person thing? No. What's up?
It's something that we did with my classmate, with my other professors.
Don't name names, please. Just tell me what you want me to do. Don't tell me this person.
Can you give us practice texts the week?
Oh yeah. Okay. So I'll tell you what the questions are before the test.
Oh, really?
Yes. Doesn't make any difference.
It doesn't count, so we can start.
Does not make any difference.
So are you going to give the exact same question or similar one?
But it doesn't make any. No, I just tell you what I'm gonna tell you. So what's the difference? I'm gonna say you're gonna be overloading 3 operators. You're gonna inherit from one class doing this. You're gonna do this and that. But thank you, AI. I give you 20 different versions of the same thing. It doesn't make any difference. If you can do it on your own with no help, then why do I care if you know the question? You can do it. You follow what I'm saying? I don't want you to memorize anything. I'm asking you to write code for me. So if you know what the questions are and do the question for me, fine.
Specifically study on that logic, so it'll help us.
No, I'll tell you what you're supposed to. I'm going to tell you you're going to do virtual inheritance. No, we don't do that. That's 3, 4, 5. I'm going to tell you you're going to do abstract-based classes, something like that. So that's going to be your question. There you go, study abstract-based classes. Then any question I give you, it's that. right? What I want to say is that practice questions at this day and age, ask AI. Exactly as I told you. Teach me how. I have a test about operator overloading, and I want to practice. Can you give me some questions without giving me the code, see my answers, and help me do it right? Done. It gives you the questions, you write it, you answer it, you give it back, it tells you this was wrong, this was, you have a tutor on your fingertips. Why you want practice questions? Doesn't make sense.
So we're not gonna get a practice test?
What do you mean by practice test? I don't understand. What is a practice?
Like the professor would give us like the exam, like practice in paper, and give us like an hour and 30 minutes to, or 90 minutes to write it, and we'll go over it in class.
Okay. I have so much to cover that I have no time for that. As is, we're going to be in lack of time. If I do that, then I won't be able to teach. Again, you have AI for that. Use it. Okay? You have AI for that. Exactly as I told you. Don't let it write the answer for you. And yeah.
Just to confirm again, are you still available the last 2 weeks of the semester?
Why shouldn't I be available the last 2
Because
weeks?
in the video that you posted before.
I know what you're saying. Thank you.
So like
If
thought that you were really-
I'm gonna actually write a code this semester that brings up random names on the board instead of that talking stick. So a random name is gonna appear, and that's the next person who's going to answer. If the random person over here is not there, I'm just gonna hit another key. It means the person was absent. If you participate the classes, you are an involved student, I will be with you till the last minute. But if you do not submit any workshop, didn't do any project, and 3 hours before project, help me fix this, I'm not going to help you.
Got
Is that fair?
it. Yes, that's fair.
Okay. So the reason I said the last 2 weeks I won't be available, it was because of that. Don't procrastinate. And believe me, you do your stuff, you won't need me last 2 weeks. I guarantee that. Anyways, we good?
I'm super nervous and stressed on this.
Anyone else, any question? No questions, seriously? No? Nothing? We're good?
Let me think.
Can I ask a personal question? How many?
Okay.
How many languages do you know?
I know. 4?
No. I mean like.
Programming language, that's, okay. That was a good side thing that I have to actually mention. I used to teach Perl. I know 4 languages. I'm trying to learn the 5th. But the 4 languages, they're all garbage. No, except English, they're all garbage. Nobody needs them. Like, I can talk in some village, far village in Iran. That has nothing to do with anything. That language is worth nothing. So those are the only good language that I know is English, and I'm trying to learn something else. But anyways, programming languages, okay? You do not, I used to teach Perl, C#, JavaScript, Java. You're not old enough to know it, but I used to teach COBOL in PL1 and Fortran and things like that. C, C++, of course. It doesn't matter. You learn one language properly, you just put a manual beside you or go on internet. You can write in any language in 2 days. Learn the logic. Language is irrelevant. Seriously, I'm telling you. Now, I have to pause the recording. I'll tell you why.
Place.
So, based on what I just said, You don't need to know programming languages. Like if when you are getting hired at some place and they in your resume is that I'm fluent in C++, they don't care. You want to write coffee script? No problem. Get the manual. And you learn it in no time. Do some web programming, do, I don't know, JavaScript, ASP.NET, just to learn different platforms and see how they behave. You're fine. So no languages. That was a personal question? I was a little afraid. Okay. Anything else? Now, we have 25 minutes for 23 minutes for the class to end. I know I didn't give you a break, and I'm not gonna because I'm gonna go early. So in around 15 minutes, I'm gonna teach you object orientation, and we're done, okay? And then I'm gonna go through the details of that 15 minutes in the entire semester, okay? I always give this example, and actually I think it fits pretty well. Imagine, and it's 2 o'clock in the morning. If you've already been in my class, you know what I'm about to say. Imagine it's 2 o'clock in the morning, it's pitch black and you're sleeping, and you hear somebody says, hello? Just think about it for a second. Pitch black. You open your eyes, you hear again, hello? Probably you already peed in your pants, but you got to go turn on the light, and nobody's there. And as soon as you feel comfortable, you hear just behind your head, hello? What's going to happen? Really, think about it. That's a scary thing. Think about it for a second. That's C language. Because that hello came from nowhere. Now imagine it's pitch black. You're sleeping, and you see hello. You open your eyes. You see your little sister is over there, and she's afraid. She wants to come sleep with you. It becomes, such a pleasant night. Because that hello had an owner. That's what we are teaching you now. In C language, all the actions are all over the place with no owner. Nobody owns the action. We're going to teach you how to have actions happening by things. In C language, you wrote a structure called student, or you wrote a structure called list, and in that list you had an array, and you had a number of things. And to print that list, you had to write a function and pass that structure to the function so the list is printed, right? In C++, we bring the function into the structure. So the structure list of yours has a function inside called print, which accepts no argument. Why? Because it's the list's print. When you tell to list to print, what is going to print? The list, right? That's how real life stuff happens. You follow what I'm saying?
Not really.
No? Okay.
I got lost part of where you said print list.
Oh, yeah. No, I just said you create a structure called list. Structure, remember from C language? You create a structure with lots of stuff in it. If you want to print it, what do? You pass that to a function, right? You create a function with an argument. Oh, did I close it? No, I didn't close it. Let me open the other one. Actually, good example. Now in here, I'm going to go Alt F8, and this is going to be A. No, this one I'm going to put 01. 01 hello.cpp, okay? Now I'm going to open up PRN again. This time in here, I'm going to say struct list int num 100.
Oh, yeah, now I remember.
Okay? Now, if you want to print this list, what do you have to do? you have to create a function void print struct list, and if you're a smart person, you say list pointer L, and then in here, did I do it right? Probably. Okay. List, struct list. Yeah. And then in here, you print the list. Right? And if you're a smart and proper programmer, you actually make it a constant because you're not supposed to change the list. You're just printing it. That's the one that you should pee yourself, because print is coming out of nowhere. It doesn't belong to anyone. In C++, what we do is this. We say struct, I'm going to call it OO because I want to name it as object-oriented list. An object-oriented list has an integer num 100 over here, and in here it has void print. Done. And because print is inside OO list, it has access to num. That's putting the data and behavior together. So I can have a list that prints itself, and now I can have struct transcript with double marks 20.
I think you spelled trans wrong.
I'll fix it. So a list prints itself, a transcript prints itself. So I can create a transcript T, then I can say T.print. So now I can create T, X, Y, T prints itself, X prints itself. Each one prints them. I don't have to pass anything to anything. Each one is doing what it's supposed to do. When my head is itchy, he's not going to scratch his head. I'm scratching my head because it belongs to me, right? I have my own stuff and I have my own action. When I talk, the sound of my voice, I am talking. She can talk. When she talks and I talk, we are both talking, and believe me, they are different, right? That's what an object-oriented world is. That's the first thing. We call that encapsulation. Putting the data and behavior together. Encapsulation. In C language, if you didn't want to write too much, what did you do? You wrote a function, you called that function somewhere else, right? You reuse your code that way. In C++, we don't do that. It's an object-oriented thing. We design a bicycle with all the things that bicycle is supposed to do. You can ride it, you can pedal that it goes faster, you can accelerate, you can stop, it has brake, it has steering. Now if I want to make a motorcycle, I'm not going to create another one. I'm going to say motorcycle is a bicycle with engine. Done. Which means it brings all the behavior and things that a bicycle has into a new thing called motorcycle. And all I need to do is to just adjust a few things over there and stick an engine over there, and I have a motorcycle. It's an ugly motorcycle, but it's a motorcycle, right? That's called inheritance. You can inherit design. Now, you can have printable stuff. So you can have something called printable, an object that is printable. And you can say OO list is printable. Because it's printable, it gets all the printing stuff from that one. Transcript is printable. It can get all the stuff for printing. So print of transcript and print of OO list are two different prints, right? But they are named the exact same thing. Correct? That's called polymorphism. You do these three, and you have an object-oriented design. Pigeons fly, airplanes fly, helicopters fly. They all fly, but in different ways. They do the same thing in different ways because they are all flying objects. Correct? Mm-hmm. That's called polymorphism. So three things. That's going to be in your question. Concept question for midterm. It's been there always. What are the 3 pillars of object orientation? Encapsulation, that is putting the data and behavior together. So I don't pass objects to functions. Functions will own their behavior. Putting the data and behavior, encapsulate, put it in a capsule. That's number 1. Number 2, inheritance. When you design a class and you want to make that class do more things, you can inherit it to a new one. That's called inheritance. And polymorphism is to create things that do the same thing in different ways. You see that see out thingy that I have written over there? But this code doesn't compile, it was just example, remember. Give me a second. Yes.
You say that the 3 pillars of object-oriented is going to be on the midterm, right?
Yes.
Where can we find them?
My dear, I told you in 15 minutes I'm going to tell you what the concept is, and I'm going to take the entire semester to teach it. It's going to come. Relax. Deep breath. For now, understand what our goals are for the semester. That's one of the most important things an instructor is to first tell to students what we want to accomplish. And so when we can go throughout the semester, you're not going to tell me, what the heck is this thing for? I'm telling you what is it for. Okay? So you see this? Hello, everyone. And in here, I'm going to say, I have 5 coffees. Anyone wants one? Anyone wants one? What happened in here now? What did I do? I have written like this, and if I print it, run it, you will see that it actually runs and prints the entire thing. It says I had 5 coffees. But wait a minute. Here I have a C string, and then I have an integer. What happened? It means the insertion operator is polymorph. It is doing the same thing in different ways. Did I put %D? Did I put %S? No. I just said insert it over there. Doing the same thing in different ways. Polymorphism. You're going to learn how to implement it soon. Okay? So 3 things. What are the 3 things? Inheritance, encapsulation. Sorry, encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism. And the 4th one, abstraction. But abstraction has nothing to do with object orientation. It's for everything. How to design a class. By the way, the encapsulation thingy, which is essentially a structure that you put functions in it, we call it a class. Okay? So in object orientation, a class is a structure that holds functions in it. And the functions inside the class are called methods. So we don't call it function anymore. So when I say method, it essentially means a member function. C++ doesn't know member, doesn't know. When I say method, it's an object-oriented terminology, which means you talk to anybody who writes an object-oriented program, they know what a method is. But if you say a member function, somebody who writes Lisp probably doesn't know what you're talking about. Okay? So remember, methods. Okay? Now, then we call the variables inside the class, we call it an attribute. An attribute of something. And it is. I'm 176 centimeters tall. That's my attribute. So if I have a human being as a class, and we have height over there, my attribute's value, that is height, will be 176, but probably he's going to be 180. You follow? That's why we call it attribute, because essentially any variable you are putting inside the class, you're describing how the class is. It's one of its attributes. Methods. Attributes in a class, that's it. That's encapsulation. Okay? Questions? Suggestions? Objections? So? No. Okay, so do I want to talk about anything else? Oh, yes, of course I want. So this is what you need to do. You need to, this is your homework, if we can call it. Please go to the page that you are. Go to quizzes. Of course, read everything. That's number one. And then go to quizzes. Read the first one, important information about programming quizzes, stuff like that, okay? And do this one. This is essentially a quiz with no due date and yada, 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 right? So essentially you are having a quiz and tells you how to write something. So you're writing a program in here, whatever you are writing, okay? So do it and practice. See how it's done. So when you're actually coming for a quiz, you're not going to be lost. What am I supposed to click? What am I supposed to open? Yes, madam. Pardon me? What are we doing in the first lab class? Quiz. Quiz 0. Yeah, quiz 0. We're going to do quiz 0, and I'm going to continue teaching. Okay? Because we have lots to cover. And what I want to ask you is to please go study week 1. Essentially, the first 3 things that you see in the notes, study notes. Welcome to object orientation and things like that. There are 3 things over there. Please read them. So when you're coming, you're coming with questions. Okay? Yes, sir.
Would this practice and agreement on programming question be tested? Will be marked or no?
That's for future. That's agreement. You're talking about agreement?
Yeah, this one. That you just told us to practice about would.
Oh no, this is not agreement. Oh, practice and agreement for programming. This is what happens. Any programming question test that you're going to have has this one as its prerequisite. If you don't complete it, it's not going to be visible for you. So you must do this. So in here, essentially, this is what you do. So let me see. Let me see if I can actually see it. So when you do this, you go to quizzes. You start this. Start attempt 1. Start timer. So you watch it, you read it, you answer the question, and at the end you say, I have watched the above video and learned how to answer programming question in tests and quizzes. I agree that if I submit my code in an unorganized or flat or poor indentation, it will not be marked and I will receive a mark of 0. You click on that one and then you're in my class. I don't accept unorganized code. I don't accept poor indentation. I'm giving you a text editor to write things properly. I don't. It's not that bad. I'm not saying like it has to be perfect. All I'm saying is I don't want just a linear thing coming up that I don't know where is the head or tail. Okay, that's all. I expect you to, but you have coded C for a semester. You need to be able to know how to indent an if statement. If you don't, then OOP244 is the least of your problems. Okay? So that's all I'm asking. So you go through this, and then that's it. You click on that one. But please actually read it. Don't just click and okay. Read it and see how it's done. Any questions? If I'm green up there, you can ask a question if you want to. Book an appointment, and we are fine. Questions? 1. Question 2. Question 3. So see you on, the day after tomorrow. Right? So you have work to do. Go home and study. You have work to do. Have a good one.
ที่ให้เช่นเลยค่ะก็ต้องเปิดที่introduction ก่อน Which you was to option อยู่นั่นสิไม่ได้นะ I think you need to install
You will know. I'll announce. You're not going to be surprised.
Because I am really nervous.
Don't be nervous. It's an easy semester if you just listen to watch my announcements. That's all.